is November 26. Welcome to CGN News. Two United States citizens were on Wednesday fined 5,000 EC dollars each after they were found guilty of breaching the coronavirus regulations. The Royal Grenada Police Force said that Dr. Tim McKinney and his wife Amy Baxter arrived in the country on November 1 and were approved for home quarantine. However, they failed to adhere to the protocols and were arrested and charged. The Ministry of Health said 38 people were placed in quarantine after the Americans, who tested positive on the fourth day of their arrival, had visited at least 4 restaurants. One person who interacted with them and her son have also tested positive. Cuban Foreign Minister Bruno Rodriguez has rejected U.S. interference in his country's internal affairs and said that instead of supporting the people, Washington is attacking them. The foreign minister tweeted that U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo is lying when he says that he supports Cubans because the U.S. government has attacked them in every conceivable way. Rodriguez called on the United States to cease and desist from interfering in Cuba's internal affairs. Pompeo on Tuesday urged the Cuban government to free Dennis Solis, who was sentenced to 8 months in prison for contempt for the authorities. Prominent Guyanese attorney James Bond was arrested Tuesday as the probe into the award of state lands on the east bank of Demerara continues. Bond is alleged to have been a key financial beneficiary of the deals which allegedly did not comply with the traditional terms of such land leases. Crime Chief Wendell Blanham confirmed to Starbrook News that Bond remains in custody and was being questioned in relation to conspiracy to defraud the state. Bond took to social media yesterday, giving updates on his detention, and claimed he was at one point asked to submit to a lie detector test, which police have denied. Food for the Poor will be planting 1 million fruit and timber trees over the next 3 years. This in support of the Jamaican government's target to plant 3 million trees over 3 years under a national tree planting initiative launched in October 2019. Minister of Environment and Climate Change, Pernell Charles Jr., said the program called Fruits for the Poor launched in February. He said the trees include 22 varieties of fruit trees being germinated by the organization in its recently established fruit tree nursery. Charles was addressing the Youth Month tree planting exercise on Wednesday at Boulevard Baptist Church in St. Andrew. The Jamaica Football Federation, the JFF, says it is saddened by the death of the legendary Diego Armando Maradona. Quote, "He was an extraordinary player and an inspiration to individuals in every corner of the world, including Jamaica. We watched him with awe throughout his glorious career and remember him in a good way," end quote, JFF President Michael Ricketts said in a letter to Claudio Tapia, president of the Argentinian Football Association. The JFF says it extends condolences to the Argentina Football Federation and the people of Argentina, who, quote, "have lost a true football icon." Diego Maradona's coffin arrived at the presidential palace in Buenos Aires for a period of lying in state, TV reports showed, following the death of the 60-year-old Argentine football legend on Wednesday. Thousands lined up Thursday to pay their respects to Maradona, who died while recovering from a brain operation. Argentinians were plunged into grief by the death of their favorite son, a gifted sporting hero they saw as, quote, "the most human of gods." At 10 p.m. local time on Wednesday, Buenos Aires exploded in cheers, horns, sirens, and lights for the man who famously wore the number 10 after a viral social media message called for one last applause. U.S. President Donald Trump has pardoned his former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn, who pleaded guilty to lying to the FBI. The president said the widely expected act of clemency was his great honor. Flynn was among former aides to President Trump convicted during a Justice Department investigation into alleged Russian election interference. He admitted in 2017 to lying to the FBI about contacts with Russia's envoy, then tried to withdraw his plea. The White House said on Wednesday that the pardon would finally end, quote, "the relentless partisan pursuit of an innocent man," end quote. The U.S. Supreme Court has temporarily blocked New York from enforcing attendance limits at places of worship in areas hit hard by coronavirus. The BBC reports that in a 5-4 vote, the court ruled that the state's congressional cap violated rights to religious freedom. In an unsigned order, it said the rules singled out houses for worship for especially harsh treatment. This was one of the first consequential rulings since conservative Justice Amy Coney Barrett was appointed. President Donald Trump appointed her to replace liberal predecessor Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who died in September. Former President Barack Obama has taken a swipe at Hispanics who voted for Donald Trump, saying they are ignoring the U.S. president's racist comments. The ex-president said some Hispanics who voted for Trump think his racist comments are less important than the fact that he supports their views on gay marriage or abortion. Exit polls show Trump won a larger percentage of Hispanics than in 2016. In reacting to Obama's Breakfast Club interview, Texas Governor Greg Abbott tweeted that the comments showed why Trump's share of the Hispanic vote grew. Quote, "Some Democrats think they can criticize the values and religious beliefs of Hispanics, but still get their vote by using the race card," he tweeted. Mikel Allen, the 5-year-old Jamaican boy who was mauled by a pack of dogs last week, is recuperating after emergency surgery in the United States on the weekend. Mikel and his mother were flown from Jamaica to the Montefiore Medical Center in New York on Friday, courtesy of a group of Jamaicans and the chief of plastic surgery at the hospital, Dr. Evan Garfien. Garfien told ABC's Eyewitness News that he learned about Mikel's story and decided to help by raising $250,000 for his medical care. On Saturday, the boy underwent a 9-hour surgery. Garfien said that Mikel had over 50% of his scalp torn away and had major injuries to his arms and legs. That's it for CGN News. I'm Scott Wilson. Thanks for watching.